Let's do this. Hey guys, I'm Alexandra, a decor expert. Welcome to my series, Make My Space Work, where I am helping entrepreneurs who are in desperate need of a change. These are people who have started their businesses from the ground up and need a workspace refresh. Today I'm helping Cynthia Beretta. She and her husband are the owners of Beretta Farms. I have a budget of $900 for this space. It's my first commercial project, so I'm feeling nervous, but really excited. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more makeovers like this one.
Beretta Farms is an organic and antibiotic and hormone-free meat company. 2 years into starting our farming business, we had a devastating barn fire, and we were very fortunate that a local Mennonite community came together and helped us get back on our feet. To this day, what I'm probably most proud of is not only that we continue to farm, but we also work with about 40 Canadian farmers across the country. About a year and a half ago, we moved our Beretta Farms headquarters out of the city onto our farm. However, what has happened from moving our headquarters is we've kind of forgotten about our catering company and our online sales division, which is still out of the city. We kind of put some pictures on the wall and didn't really make it a welcoming environment. I'd really like to see it changed into a space that when people walk in, they're like, oh, I'm at Beretta Farms. Of course I'm here. This is where my order is. Alexandra, please come and help me make my space work.
As someone who started their own business, I cannot imagine losing everything 2 years in. Cynthia's story really resonated with me, and I feel so inspired that her and her husband just kept going. They lost everything, and instead of giving up, which I think most people would do, they persevered. I feel a lot of pressure because this hallway is totally customer facing. It's the first thing that customers are gonna see when they walk into the space. So I really have to nail it, but I'm ready to take on the challenge.
Being in the space this morning and prepping, I feel a lot better. I'm so honored that I got to do this makeover for Beretta, and I think it's gonna be good. So, just wanted to catch you guys up on a few things that Beretta Farms has already done. They have moved this cooler right here so it separates the front door from the rest of the staff kitchen area. They have also drywalled over the door here. The door didn't lead to anything. It's their neighbor's door or something. Anyways, they just covered it up. They never used it. It wasn't opened in years and years, so they could close it. This gives me an amazing focal wall to work with. The things we have to tackle today are painting all of these walls famous Beretta red. When we went to pick up the paint, the guy said, so just so you know, this paint looks really pink, but don't worry, when you put it on the walls, it'll look red. So I really hope he's right because it's like a neon pink. Oh my God. Oh Lord.
As you can see, I went for a very bold red paint color. This is Beretta red. It's the color on all of their branding. I wouldn't necessarily recommend painting, a room in your house bright red because that's gonna date really quickly. But if you do wanna have fun with color, pick a low traffic area in your home like a hallway or a powder room and have fun with it. Pick a bold color, and I really think that this color was a good choice in this space because it makes an impact, and when customers walk in, they know that they are at Beretta Farms.
Friends, it is raining, but I just come out to grab the piece de resistance for this makeover, which is the kitchen island that's gonna be turned into the customer pickup area / cash register zone.
It is reveal day. We have absolutely zero time to waste, so I'm gonna get started on refacing this island with some beautiful old barnwood. Now the thing about this kitchen island was that I knew I had to get it secondhand because I wanted to totally customize it. I wanted to put barnwood all across the front and the sides, and so it didn't make sense to go to the store and get a brand new island and drop like $600. Last one. Woo! This looks so good. It's exactly what I envisioned, and now I can't wait to put it at the front of their store. So good. This sounds so stupid. You guys could totally eat me alive in the comments down below, but to be honest, I didn't actually know that what made real barnwood was that it actually comes from a farm, like an old barn. And I think that's because you go to a lot of stores and you see barnwood advertised, but it's faux. It's been like stained to look that way or distressed to look that way. You can take a day trip out of the city. You can find really authentic barnwood, like the real deal, for very, very inexpensive. Such a great division of the space. It's like, I know that this is where I pick up my order. Walk in, no questions asked. I'm here to get my meat. I left this shelf open specifically so Beretta could display all of their products. Again, just to make it feel more like a store. So when customers walk in, they see all of their products and the pickup counter all in one spot. Next up, I'm staining this barn door because what is a farmhouse style office without one of these? Seriously. And the great thing about this is that I got this from the hardware store for less than $150. It comes untreated, so I'm gonna stain it one of my favorite colors, which is English chestnut. Yeah, let's get started. Wearing a white shirt, perfect attire for this job. We took the door off in this corner because it was always open. This door was never closed. And so it was blocking the wall that I really want to make kind of the feature wall. I want it to be the first thing that customers see when they walk in the door. A barn door seemed like the really obvious solve for this. It's rustic, it feels like very farmhouse. Woo! When you're hanging your barn door, you wanna make sure that you're hitting studs so that it's super secure to the wall. So a lot of the hardware comes pre-drilled because it's metal. The only thing is that the holes don't normally line up to the studs. So a good solution for this is mounting your hardware on wood so that, again, it's super secure. You're not putting that pressure on the wall. We just have an untreated piece of pine here. I'm just gonna screw it into the wall. And then afterwards, I'm gonna stain this. So it's gonna match the barn door. Oh my goodness, that is stunning. Now that we have this barn door in, it opens up the back wall, and there's so much potential here to make this a focal point of this hallway. There are some really exciting things happening in this space now. We've got the barn door, the red walls, the cash island for customers, but this next piece, I shouldn't say this, I should say he, Angus, is coming in onto the wall. This is just such a fun piece. This is a faux piece of taxidermy. I've always wanted to use something like this, and this is the perfect space to do it. Now, the only issue is that, well, it's not really an issue, but Angus came with horns. So these are his horns. And while I love how the horns make this piece feel like a big statement piece on this wall, I feel like we're gonna have to take them off because Angus just needs to be a black Angus cow, because that's what Beretta Farms has on their farm. If you're thinking about adding something to your wall and you want to stray away from a painting or a framed picture, try something that maybe you wouldn't traditionally think to use, like a faux taxidermy or a sculpture or just like some kind of art piece on your wall. It'll make such a big impact and just feel a little bit quirky and different. So Beretta had some beautiful photography taken of their products, but they kept them hidden in a corner. They weren't putting them to use. So I am hanging them on these red walls. What better place? So when customers walk in, they not only see the physical products that they have in the island, but also these beautiful photographs. For you guys at home, you could take this concept and make it your own. You could blow up your kids' artwork. This always looks really cool and it looks like professional art done by your 5-year-old. You could frame fabric or wrapping paper. There's so many inexpensive ways to make everyday objects that you love and turn them into art, just like Beretta has done here. To complete this little customer nook, I'm hanging this beautiful pendant light. And I love this because it's plug-in, which is great for rental spaces. You don't have to hardwire it to the wall. One thing I would recommend if you're gonna get one of these pendants is to also get yourself a really decorative bracket. Chico the contractor just whipped this up in 5 minutes. I know not everyone is as handy as him, but there are so many different brackets on the market, things from like simple industrial ones to really decorative, and I feel like they just finish your light off and make it look that much more beautiful. And make sure you're gonna go in a style of bracket and light that reflects the style of your space. So because this is really rustic, I went for a concrete and then barnwood bracket. And if you guys live in a condo or an apartment or any building where your lights are really high up, maybe they're pot lights, you can't change them, adding decorative lighting is such a good solve to add a cozy kind of warm atmosphere to your space. 3, can you see it? 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna snap on 1. 3, 2, 1. That was pretty close. Now it's time for the finishing touches. I'm putting down this vinyl entryway mat that looks like tile. I'm adding this decal to that back focal wall that says Beretta on it. Completing that sign with a leftover piece of barnwood. Plants always add something to a space. Like you can never go wrong with adding a floor plant or a hanging plant. And then I'm moving the freezers in. All the finishing touches are in place. I'm feeling confident that if you were a customer and walked in here, you would know exactly where you were and exactly where to go, which is the goal. Before the reveal, we have to check in with the budget counter. Did I make my goal? Final budget? So this just proves that even if you have a huge space to tackle, you can implement small changes that make a huge difference. I'm really happy with how this space has come together, but at the end of the day, it's all down to Cynthia and what she thinks. I'm so nervous. Let's bring her in.
I take my hands down.
You can take your hands down.
I'll leave my eyes closed.
Okay. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god, it's amazing! Oh my god!
Yay!
Oh my god, it looks great! It's so different.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what amazing!
So different.
Oh, it looks beautiful. I love it. I love the light.
Yay.
Oh, and the green plant. I love plants.
And now you have
a bell. Yay!
Glad you're happy. You're welcome. I feel so relieved that Cynthia loves this space. This was a tough one because, you know, it wasn't like her personal space, it was her business, and she cares so much about her customers. So I really had to make sure that I did this right. And judging by her reaction, I think I nailed it. Let me know in the comments below what the boldest color in your house is, or if you'd ever paint your living room Beretta red. Let me know, and make sure you tune back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.